What's up, members of the Storm? And this is part 2 of comic book power systems that do manga power systems better than the mangas. Again, we're going to start with just the mainstream. Marvel's key power system designed better than Dragon Ball's key power system. As a matter of fact, a lot of other mangas' key power system. So to specify what I mean, I usually mean the keys power systems that rely on training the body to be able to harness your life energy to do superhuman feats and stuff. Usually the mangas and animes like that doesn't have the key being that versatile. Usually it's something to enhance your body, project energy. If they're feeling like a little more spicy, they'll just grant the users the ability to move stuff with their mind with their ki. And then they'll have certain people have techniques that they haven't specified, oh, this is unique only to them, and it's like, okay, so does that mean other people can use it? We don't get clarification, so it's left up in the air. This describes several key power systems in anime and manga. Generally speaking, not the Immortal Weapons. See, with the Immortal Weapons power system, it is embedded into the story and it's unique. Generally speaking, every Immortal Weapon shares common abilities with key manipulation. Just the increase in physical attributes, healing oneself, extending one's lifespan, etc. Then they have their own unique abilities. You see, each Immortal Weapon comes from their own heavenly city. The way you gain your unique abilities as an Immortal Weapon varies from city to city. You see, with some cities, you get your power from an external entity and have that power become your own. Like the Fat Cobra, Iron Fist, Steel Phoenix. Iron Fist and Fat Cobra actually have to defeat a monster and absorb their chi in order to gain the powers. Iron Fist is Shou Lao the Undying. Fat Cobra, it's Zhang Yao. Please forgive me if I'm butchering it. Steel Phoenix, there's no needing to kill any kind of entity. You just get a connection to Crane Mother. Big Boy can fire explosive blasts of chi, can make lightning whips, and straight up shoot bolts of lightning like he's Shango. Despite his size, he can move faster than a speeding bullet. And he is certified big bag. Oh, that's not even a fat joke. He expelled some dark entity from Sentry's body. Then he ate it. Dragon spewed flames on him. And he ate it. Proceeded to throw it back. Comes to Iron Fist, it's not more of what he can do, it's more of what he can't do. Because when it comes to the Iron Fist, they have a whole book of things they can do. They just need to reach a certain level to know, to see it in the book. But generally speaking, what he can do, we don't really know what his applications really stop at. So far, he can absorb all kinds of energy like fantastic radiation, magic, chi, obviously, and all other forms of energy along the electromagnetic spectrum. He then uses energy to power his own attacks. Mind meld with people, hypnotize people with a little hand gesture, conjure dragons in his attacks, and he can view the Iron Fist power in his weapons and such. As for Davos, he more or less has the same abilities as Iron Fist, but to a different degree. He has this move called the Phoenix Blow, which is much more deadly and more powerful than the Iron Fist strike. He can also regrow his hand with his chi. For the other Immortal Weapons, it actually gets interesting. Dog Brother number 1, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where it exactly starts, but I know how it continues. With Dog Brother number 1, he is the hero to all orphans and outcasts. And he has a pack of dogs that he has a chi telepathic link to, and he can command them. This is the chi of his successor. He lays his life down for them to absorb his chi and continue being the next dog brother number 1. Then there's the Bride of Nine Spiders. Now the source of her power and how she gets her power, that has not been specified. What we know is that she can manipulate spiders of all and arthropods of all kinds, and she even houses them in her body. The only redeeming quality of the Iron Fist shows that they made her into a total baddie. Next Immortal Weapon is the Prince of Orphans. His whole origin is shrouded in mystery, and that's the appeal of the character. He can turn into a green mist where you can't hurt him, but he can hurt you. Then there's Tiger's beautiful daughter. What makes her a unique Immortal Weapon is the fact that she doesn't have any, I get my powers from this, that, and the other. No. Her whole kit is skill. She has the baseline abilities of every Immortal Weapon, and on top of that, she's super skilled at striking precisely and deadly. Then under certain conditions, when they all come together, they can all create dimensional apertures and bridge the heavenly cities or something. That's just the Immortal Weapons. We haven't even talked about Power Man's chi powers. He manipulates chi, but it's in a different way. He gets his strength from the cultural energy from his surroundings. The chi of the surroundings. This makes him highly versatile. The main qualities of this is the fact that his chi perception is insane. He can recreate crime scenes, look for people across the city, and just scan a ship and be like, oh yeah, it's powered by science and magic. Along with that whole, oh yeah, scanning the culture, the history of objects and stuff, he can even do that with people. That's how he learned Kung Fu. He absorbed the chi, the culture of this one dude who was a Kung Fu student. He can also use his chi to outmaneuver Spider-Man. He can disrupt other people's chi, knocking them out with a single touch. With all that stuff, he can do basic stuff like fire off blasts of ki, boost his strength with ki, and even generate shockwaves of ki. Moving on to the next power systems, psionics. Because while these guys are cool and everything, they do not have nearly enough versatility and depth to the power system. The detail they put into stuff like with dealing with the astral plane, psychic entities like the Shadow King, and the Phoenix Force is just so unparalleled. You got them being able to use their psychic powers to stimulate the psychic energy embedded in people in order to reanimate them into ghost-like figures. You got Jean Grey, without the Phoenix Force, telepathically and psychokinetically reaching through time. Her daughter, Rachel Summers, being able to create a controlled singularity. Alter her genetics to shapeshift, basically. That being able to send her mind and other people's minds through time and space, among a laundry list of other things she can do. You got Kid Omega, with him being able to create complex constructs as complex as a freaking tank, as simple as a gun. Oh, and a little fun fact about the Phoenix Force. When it comes to someone being a host, even if it's far in the future, if the Phoenix Force has touched you and bonded to you, you will always have a connection to it, and you can use even a bit of its power. It applies to Kid Omega, Rachel Summers. Then we got fools like X-Men who don't even need the Phoenix Force. Any power he wants, he can stimulate using psychic powers. And I mean anything. You're probably gonna think, oh, well, Mob Psycho's unique because the whole power system is psychic powers. You're not gonna believe this. Valiant already did that. You see, in the Valiant universe, instead of having mutants, they have these things called psiots. These are humans who have superpowers, and whatever powers it is based in psychic force, the power of the mind. Super strength? Okay, yeah, it's psychically based. Oh, control over time? Yeah, psychically based. Control over fire? Oh yeah, psychically based. But it gets crazy when you go to the details of this stuff. See, there's this psiot called Torque. You see, there's this psiot named Torque. His psychic ability is to manifest his ideal self as a psychic shell for him to wear. The psychic shell comes from his own boundless inner world he calls Torkala. I mean, really and truly, I could drag this video on and go into depth with how comic book cybernetics and even comic book mutations and mutants are better than even manga cybernetics and mutants/mutations. I mean, but this video's already been long enough. To say none of the other stuff in manga is cool, I'm just saying there's a lot of this stuff that they gas up that has already been done in comic books and done better. What I will say manga has done better is make weird power systems, or the power systems about super hyper specific things and somehow make it work. They can negate the laws of the universe. And then it's like, oh yeah, he can negate death and then find a way for that to translate to immortality and stuff and finger rockets or whatever. It's interesting. It's cool. It's one of those, like I said, it's a weird hyper specific power system. Same with stands and all that. I mean, technically, depending on the stand, we probably had a power system do what they did already. But in other cases, like the whole Zipperman thing and what Giordano and his stand can do, yeah, that's in some form or fashion probably already did it. But the way they did it is, like I said, hyper specific and stuff. And like I said, manga excels at that stuff. The hyper specific / weird, quirky power systems. But anyways, that'll do it for this video. I'm sorry for taking so long to release this. I've just been really busy lately. Still trying to find out what kind of upload schedule I should have, especially with me working a job and stuff. I'll probably make a whole video talking about the whole future of this channel and stuff. But anyways, that'll do it for this video. Like I said before, like, comment, and subscribe, please. Share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.